All right. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Welcome back to the Law Entrance YouTube channel and to another session of the Hindu analysis. Today is 24th of December. Advanced wishes of Christmas to all of you who celebrate. Merry Christmas to everyone. Because कल हमारी क्लास नहीं होगी, कल सब लोग मिलके क्रिसमस सेलिब्रेट करेंगे. So आज ही आप लोगों को हैप्पी क्रिसमस, मेरी क्रिसमस. ठीक है, चलो. Who all are here on the stream? Let's see. Havish is here. Hi, good evening. Chai coffee पूछ रहा, क्या बात है? Very kind of you. Thank you. Ashiket is here. Aaron is here. Yash is here. Himanshi is here. Parth is here. All right. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Let's begin our discussion for the day. देखते हैं आज क्या क्या है एजेंडा में. 3 new topics. One of them is a news. It's a tragic news, unfortunately, which is regarding Mr. Vinod Kumar Shukla, who has passed away. Can anyone of you tell me what was his achievement? What was his notable achievement? What was he known for? Jaldi se mujhe chat box mein batao if you guys are aware. Then couple of editorials which we'll do. One is regarding child exploitation and one is regarding Pakistan and West Asia. The other 2 articles are repetitive, as in we have already discussed those topics. One of them is regarding the VBG Ramji scheme, which is essentially the new bill which would replace मनरेगा. अब कल हमने जो देखा था वो आर्टिकल था सोनिया गांधी जी का. आज हमने जो आर्टिकल देखे हैं न्यूज एडिटोरियल में वो है फ्रॉम आवर यूनियन एग्रीकल्चरल मिनिस्टर. सो दोनों साइड ने अपने अपने पक्ष रखे हैं. वन ऑफ द साइड इज अपोजिंग इट, वन ऑफ द साइड इज फेवरिंग इट. सो या बेसिकली आपके लिए जो इंपॉर्टेंट है वो पॉलिटिकल ओपिनियंस नहीं है, आपके लिए बस इसकी फैक्चुअल डिटेल्स और डिफरेंसेस विद द प्रीवियस स्कीम. दैट इज व्हाट्स रेलेवेंट फॉर अस. ठीक है जी, चलो. Then of course we'll have 3 new vocabulary words of the day like always. That's the plan. Swara is here. Gyanpith Award, absolutely correct. Gyanpith Award or Jnanpith Award as we write it. He was an awardee of that prestigious prize and he has passed away. ठीक है, चलो. Let's come to the newspaper. Let's begin our discussion for the day. Let's see if we have other articles which deserve our attention. I hope the newspaper is now visible to everyone on the screen. The front page headline which we see is again related to Bangladesh, which is going through civil unrest as we were looking at it in the past few days. Now, the recent update is that Bangladesh missions in India witness protest. मतलब बांग्लादेश के जो डिप्लोमेटिक मिशंस हैं इंडिया में, मिशंस क्यों बोल रहे हैं इनको, एम्बेसी क्यों नहीं बोल रहे? क्योंकि हाई कमीशन जहां जहां होता है वहां हम कहते हैं कि हाई कमीशन है या मिशन है शॉर्ट में. जहां जहां एम्बेसी होती है वहां हम एम्बेसी बोलते हैं. एम्बेसी जहां होती है वहां के एम्बेसडर्स होते हैं. जहां हाई कमीशन या मिशन होता है वहां के हाई कमिश्नर्स होते हैं. हाई कमिश्नर्स और एम्बेसीज में क्या फर्क होता है? जो ब्रिटिश कॉमनवेल्थ के अंडर थी कंट्रीज वहां पे हाई कमीशन होता है, जो कॉमनवेल्थ में नहीं थी वहां पे एम्बेसी और एम्बेसडर्स होते हैं. Now, Dhaka summons Indian envoy seeks thorough probe as VHP, which is Vishwa Hindu Parishad, Bajrang Dal activists stage protest outside missions in Delhi and other cities. India calls in Bangladesh envoy for a cordial discussion. Interesting. So, this is in response to what was happening in the past couple of days with the Indian missions in Bangladesh. People were protesting around them. People were trying to be violent around India's diplomatic missions in Bangladesh. अब जो है विश्व हिंदू परिषद और बजरंग दल के जो सपोर्टर्स हैं, दे आर डिमांडिंग द सेफ्टी ऑफ हिंदूज, द माइनॉरिटी हिंदूज इन बांग्लादेश. एंड ये जो प्रोटेस्ट हो रहे हैं दे आर हैपनिंग नियर द बांग्लादेश हाई कमीशन व्हिच इज इन न्यू दिल्ली. एंड देयर आर कपल ऑफ डेप्यूटी हाई कमीशंस एज वेल. वन इज इन कोलकाता, वन इज इन मुंबई. एंड बांग्लादेश ने इंडिया के जो हाई कमिश्नर हैं ढाका में, जिनका नाम है प्रणय वर्मा जी, उनको समन किया है. एंड दे हैव लॉन्च्ड अ स्ट्रांग प्रोटेस्ट अगेंस्ट द डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन. Bangladesh is asking India a few things. One of that is ensuring the security of their diplomatic staff जो इंडिया में है. Second is a thorough investigation into the protest. And Bangladesh कह रहा है कि ये जो protest हैं, these are threatening diplomatic safety, which is quite ironic looking at how things are in their country. And they're saying that this goes against mutual respect, etc., etc. अब इंडिया का डिप्लोमेटिक रिस्पांस ये है कि हमने बांग्लादेश के हाई कमिश्नर जो हैं रियाज हमीदुल्लाह, उनको डिस्कशंस के लिए, पोलाइट डिस्कशंस के लिए बुलाया है. एंड इंडिया इज सेइंग दैट बांग्लादेश इज ब्लेमिंग इंडिया for the murder of this recent guy, radical leader Sharif Usman Hedi, which is without any evidence. So therefore, that is a disputed blame. That is what is new here. On the right hand side, you see India's first anti terror policy to be out soon. This is an interesting update coming from the Union government where we get to know that the Union government is finalizing a anti terror policy, which would be a framework for all the states to prevent as well as handle and respond to terror attacks. We all saw that recently इस साल काफी टेरर अटैक्स हमें देखने को मिले. पहले पहलगाम में टेरर अटैक देखने को मिला. Then there was a terror attack in Delhi, रेड फोर्ट के पास चांदनी चौक में. couple of major events and छोटे मोटे incidents along the border तो होते ही रहते हैं. So anti terror ये जो policy होगी, this would be finalized by the Ministry of Home Affairs and इसमें inputs देगी NIA, which is National Investigation Agency. हमारे जो होम मिनिस्टर हैं अमित शाह जी, उन्होंने अनाउंस किया था इस पॉलिसी के बारे में नवंबर में लास्ट ईयर. एंड एड्रेस क्या करेगी कंसर्न्स वही जो हैं हमारे मिसयूज ऑफ ओपन बॉर्डर्स, देन डिजिटल ट्रांजैक्शंस जो हैं जो टेररिज्म को सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, फॉरेन फंडिंग, स्लीपर सेल नेटवर्क्स, आधार मिसयूज, आधार स्पूफिंग, फ्रॉड आधार्स एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा एंड अदर वेज विच आर बीइंग यूज्ड बाय टेरर ग्रुप्स. एंड एनआईए जो है इसके अराउंड एक एंटी टेरर कॉन्फ्रेंस कर रहा है 26 और 27 को, जहां पे इस पॉलिसी के फीचर्स की डिटेल्स शेयर करी जा सकती हैं. सो विल ट्रैक दैट एंड सी whatever updates we get. ठीक है, अभी के लिए इतना ही है हमारे पास कि एक नई एंटी टेरर पॉलिसी बन रही है. इंडिया pledges $450 million to aid Sri Lanka's recovery. Why? Because Sri Lanka was facing a lot of crisis and damage because of a cyclone which hit its coast. It was the cyclone Ditwa जो north coast of Sri Lanka पे आया था. And this claimed at least 643 lives, displaced scores of people. Our foreign minister, Mr. Jaishankar, who is in Colombo as a special envoy of PM Modi, made the announcement shortly after he called on the President AKD or Anura Kumara Dissanayake. 95 lakh voters deleted from draft rolls of 3 states and 1 UT. Court rejects UP government's plea to drop a Clark lynching case. ये important नहीं है हमारे लिए. Celebrated writer, Gyanpith awardee Vinod Kumar Shukla passes away at 88. May his soul rest in peace. Tragic news for us. He was a very popular Hindi poet and author and very well acclaimed. He was battling illness at the AIMS hospital and now he has passed away. ठीक है, करेंगे इनकी हम थोड़ी सी बात when we come back to our PPT. That's one of our agendas. City based news we can skip. चैट में क्या चल रहा है? कुशाग्र से ऑपरेशन सागर बंधु, इनको अभी अवार्ड मिला था. अच्छा, इंटरेस्टिंग. और कुशाग्र भाई क्या हाल चाल है? हाउज इट गोइंग? हाउ डिड स्लैट गो? कैसा रहा एग्जाम? ओके, स्टेट बेस्ड न्यूज में देखते हैं. 2 killed in fresh violence in Assam tribal council area in Tamil Nadu. Goyal holds seat sharing talks with Palniswamy. This is nothing important for us, so you can skip it. Feel more scared as an Indian than a Hindu, says Bengal student in Bangladesh. God's own voice, Kerala man collects 5,000 songs of मोहम्मद रफ़ी. क्या बात है. आज हैप्पी बर्थडे है मोहम्मद रफ़ी साहब का, 101वां हैप्पी बर्थडे. आप लोग शायद ना जानते हो, काफ़ी लेजेंडरी सिंगर थे अपने टाइम के. मतलब जानता तो मैं भी नहीं, मैंने भी सुना ही है, बट आई हैव हर्ड ऑफ दीज नेम्स. मोहम्मद रफ़ी, किशोर कुमार एंड ऑल द लाइक्स. पेरेंट्स से आपने शायद सुना हो ना. केरला टू एक्सपेडाइट अपील इन हाई कोर्ट अगेंस्ट दिलीप्स एक्विटल. ये वही वाला केस चल रहा है अपना, दिस मलयाली एक्टर दिलीप हु वाज एक्विटेड, एंड अब केरला जो है अपील फाइल करेगा हाई कोर्ट में अगेंस्ट हिज एक्विटल. Over 24 lakh names of Kerala draft voter roll after special revision. Okay. Now this is the VBG RAMG Act of 2025, and Shivraj Singh Chauhan, who's our Union Agricultural Minister, says that it fixes structural gaps. He says that now we have enhanced the statutory wage employment guarantee to 125 days, and क्या-क्या चीजें करी हैं. This is the Viksit Bharat Guarantee for Rozgar and Ajivika Mission Gramin. तो आप पढ़ सकते हो, मैं आपको मोस्टली बता चुका हूँ क्या क्या चीज़ें हैं, क्या क्या डिफरेंसेस हैं. अब यहाँ पे इन्होंने जो है बताया है कि हमने बहुत बेहतर कर दी है स्कीम को. कल सोनिया गांधी जी बता रही थी कि इन्होंने ख़राब कर दी है स्कीम. तो ये चलता रहेगा. हमारे लिए जो इम्पोर्टेंट है वो है डिटेल्स. Good template. India's FTA with New Zealand can be a precedent, not an exception. This also we have discussed. India's FTA with New Zealand we've discussed in detail in the previous Hindu analysis. So you can just take a casual reading of it. It's nothing new here. These two articles will discuss on the PPT and the exploitation. Child trafficking needs concerted action from government and civil society. On the right hand side, you see Pakistan is back in West Asia's good graces. Recently हम देख रहे थे फील्ड मार्शल इनके जो हैं पाकिस्तान के आसिम मुनीर इनको अभी ऑनर किया सऊदी अरेबिया ने विद देयर हाईएस्ट सिविलियन प्राइस. बाकी पाकिस्तान वाले बात तो करते रहते हैं डोनाल्ड ट्रंप को कि भाई नोबेल पीस प्राइज दे देना चाहिए. तो वही है कि चाटुकारिता करना कोई पाकिस्तान से सीखे. Implications of the Vande Mataram discourse. This also we are aware that Vande Mataram पे काफी डिबेट हुई थी. It's 150th anniversary of the Vande Mataram and पार्लियामेंट में काफी डिबेट हुई उस पे एंड कंट्रोवर्सी हुई फॉर नो रीजन एट ऑल. But yeah, that's what this article tells us, that this debate is relevant because first of all it marks the anniversary. Second of all, opposition try to link it to West Bengal elections and that debate is important. Politicians sometimes try to distort history, so it's important to know the facts away from the ideology. And that is what they are discussing, that नेहरू का जो क्रिटिसिज्म बार बार होता रहता है, दैट इज a political discussion and BJP tries to gain politically from it. That's what the author says. And controversy जो थी वो ये थी कि क्या वंदे मातरम को पूरा गाना चाहिए या फिर पार्शियली गाना चाहिए. दैट वाज द मेन इशू, दैट वाज द कोर कंट्रोवर्सी. एंड सिंस इंडिपेंडेंस सिर्फ जो पहले दो स्टैंजा हैं उनको ऑफिशियली रिकॉग्नाइज किया गया है एज इंडियाज नेशनल सॉन्ग. पूरा जो सॉन्ग है वो काफी लंबा है, उसमें से जो पहले दो स्टैंजा हैं, जो दो पैराग्राफ्स हैं, उनको हम अपना नेशनल सॉन्ग मानते हैं. नेशनल सॉन्ग के बारे में मैं ऑलरेडी आपको बता चुका हूँ. बंकिम चंद्र चटर्जी जी ने लिखा है, 1875 में रिलीज हुआ, पॉपुलर हुआ थ्रू हिज नॉवल आनंद मठ विच केम आउट इन 1881. सबसे पहले पब्लिश हुआ इन अ journal called Banga Darshan, which was also founded by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. This had a deep influence of the Sanskrit language. औरबिंदो घोष जो थे उन्होंने इनको इंडियन नेशनलिज्म का ऋषि बुलाया, द ऋषि ऑफ इंडियन नेशनलिज्म. अब इसमें ये जो हमारा नेशनल सॉन्ग था ये काफ़ी सारे हमारे फ्रीडम मूवमेंट्स में यूज़ हुआ. स्वदेशी मूवमेंट के लिए काफ़ी ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट था ये सॉन्ग. फिर 1930s तक आते आते थोड़ा सा पॉलिटिकली कंट्रोवर्शियल बढ़ गया एंड मुस्लिम लीडर्स जो है ऑब्जेक्ट करने लगे कि इसके कुछ पार्ट्स जो हैं वो रिलीजियस हैं. एंड देन फिर आगे उसकी डिबेट चलती रही. ठीक है जी, अभी आपको तो इतना ही जानना काफ़ी है. Shah is saying slot 1 was nice. Don't want to study for slot 2. Too tired to do that right now. I'm just taking out school books and projects. Project बनाना शुरू कर दिया. चलो सही है. CLAT 27 के लिए एप्स्टीन फाइल्स इंपॉर्टेंट होगा. अभी तो ऐसा नहीं है इंपॉर्टेंट, एक दो साल से ही न्यूज़ में ऑलरेडी, बट इट्स नॉट दैट सिग्निफिकेंट ऑफ अ टॉपिक कि इस पे प्रॉपर एक अभी के रेवलेशंस को देखते हुए इट्स हार्ड टू से कि ये इंपॉर्टेंट है. अगर उसमें कुछ और मेजर अपडेट्स आते हैं, कोई और बड़े लोगों के नाम आते हैं, तो वी कैन पॉसिबली डिस्कस इट. बट डेफिनेटली आपको थोड़ी सी अवेयरनेस होनी चाहिए कि केस क्या है. Upskilling gap, why women risk being left behind by AI. This is optional, you can skip it. How exports are concentrated in few states. Let's read the gist of this. The geography of India's trade is becoming perilously, which means dangerously, lopsided. Lopsided matlab biased, tilted, as the export engine is being powered by a shrinking cluster of states. मतलब बहुत small group of states. The tragedy of this divergence is compounded, मतलब increased, by a shift in the nature of production itself. It undermines the long-held assumption that export expansion would automatically absorb surplus labor. Exports in India are no longer operating as a lever of structural transformation, but have become an outcome of prior structural capacity. Usually तमिलनाडु, महाराष्ट्र, गुजरात में आप देखते हो कार्स का प्रोडक्शन, ऑटोमोबाइल्स का प्रोडक्शन काफी ज्यादा देखने को मिलता है. Okay, Indian states are following a pro incumbency trend. यानी कि जो सरकार थी वही सरकार दोबारा से आ रही है. That's what pro incumbency is. देखो यहाँ लिखा है. Last year's indicated trend in the opposite direction. Many government during this period got re-elected, indicating a strong pro-incumbency sentiment. Anti-incumbency होती है कि जो सरकार थी वो बदल दी गई. So that is what it means. यहाँ पे एग्जाम्पल्स दिए हैं, बिहार में भी वही हुआ, हरियाणा में भी वही हुआ, एमपी में भी वही हुआ, त्रिपुरा में, गुजरात में, केरला में, उड़ीसा में, वेस्ट बंगाल में. द आउटकम्स वर द सेम. Delhi High Court suspends jail term of Unnao rape case convict singer barred from coming within 5 kilometers of the survivor's residence or threatening her and her mother. Life sentence is suspended while his appeal against his 2019 conviction is pending. Okay. ठीक है, let's see if there's anything important here. High Court declines to hear Vijay Malia's plea till he returns to India. वो तो नहीं होगा. पॉडकास्ट करते हैं भाई साहब, सिर्फ इंडिया कहाँ आते हैं. This is again politics, entirely politics. You can skip it. Maternal mortality dropped as institutional deliveries rose to 89%, says our health minister. Maternal mortality क्या होता है? That on every 1,000 childbirths or births, how many mothers lose their life? Maternal मतलब related to mother, mortality मतलब losing your life. So maternal mortality जो है कम हो गई है एज इंस्टीट्यूशनल डिलीवरीज बढ़ गई हैं. इंस्टीट्यूशनल मतलब हॉस्पिटल्स में जो डिलीवरीज होती हैं वो बढ़ गई हैं, घरों पे अब लोग नहीं करते हैं डिलीवरीज. हमारे हेल्थ मिनिस्टर जेपी नड्डा साहब ने बोला है. सही है. मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन एंड डिजिटल फ्रॉड मस्ट बी टैकल्ड, सेज अ प्रेसिडेंट. Critical minerals important for national security. Cookie groups resolve to impose complete ban on poppy cultivation from 2026. Say 4,500 crore push. SCL Mohali is still not cutting edge. Nothing important here. The finance section. Netanyahu saw plan to October 7 attack responsibility, says ex-aide. October 7 को कौन सा अटैक था जो हमास ने अटैक किया था इसराइल पे, जिससे पूरा ये कॉन्फ्लिक्ट रीस्टार्ट हुआ था, इसराइल हमास वाला. Feldstein faces trial for leaking classified information. Critics have long accused the Israeli PM of dodging accountability for the deadliest attack in the country. Amid his resistance to an independent state inquiry, Katz vows Israel will never leave Gaza. Major Russian attack kills 3 in Ukraine and cuts power. Junta regime is using violence, intimidation to force people to vote. Junta regime is with reference to Myanmar. Australian state set to pass tougher gun laws and hate speech laws. This is after the Bondi Beach incident. New batch of Epstein files contain multiple references to Donald Trump. Epstein files is essentially a classified document which is slowly coming to light, which is related to a person called Jeffrey Epstein, who used to take very renowned personalities allegedly to a particular island of his own, and वहाँ पे illegal activities होती थी, exploitative activities होती थी. That is what the Epstein Island case is about, in case you are not aware. Deepthi becomes number one T20 bowler in the ICC rankings. All right. Women in blue make light work of hapless Sri Lanka. T20 सीरीज स्टार्ट हो गई है एंड श्रीलंका को हरा दिया इंडिया ने, इंडियन women ने. has beaten Shirov to become India's first. Yeah, sorry, I lost my network for a while. My Wi-Fi just stopped working, but I hope I'm back now. The newspaper is over. I was saying that let's come back to our PPT and discuss the remaining articles. The video is breaking. Is it still breaking? Is it fine now? Which you're saying video pause since you started to explain Epstein files. Epstein files is just a list of documents and revelations regarding emails and communication, where a person called Jeffrey Epstein used to organize some events on an island called Epstein Island, and वहाँ पे it's speculated that a lot of renowned personalities used to participate, and it is notoriously being alleged that वहाँ पे काफ़ी illegal activities and unethical activities perform करी जाती थी. So that is what it is about. धीरे धीरे we are getting to know about it. Rashid is saying at this point, what do you believe is a good score for mocks? At this point, I believe we should not be obsessed with mock scores. Anything above 30 marks is a good score right now because there is a lot of time and scope for improvement. As of now, mock should be used as an exercise of learning what are your strengths and weaknesses, and what are the gaps which you need to cover up, what are the subjects you're comfortable with, what are the subjects you need more work with. So if you're scoring anything above 30, that's a good place to be in. Okay. Good number of questions to attempt. If you're attempting at least 80, 70, 80 questions, that's a good start. For beginning, for a beginner who has not taken any mocks and is just starting their preparation, I think these are decent numbers. उतना ज़्यादा obsess मत हो अभी स्कोर को लेके कि someone else is scoring 70, 80, 90 already, I am starting with 30, 40, 50, it's fine. Anything above 30 is good to go. You have room for improvement. ठीक है, तो परेशान मत. चलो, let's go. विनोद कुमार शुक्ला जी की बात कर लेते हैं थोड़ी सी. Renowned Hindi poet and author and 2024 Gyanpith Award winner, Mr. Vinod Kumar Shukla, passed away in Raipur on Tuesday. He was 88. He was undergoing treatment for age-related ailments at AIIMS Raipur since 2nd December. AIIMS spokesperson Dr. Lakshmikant Chaudhary said the writer passed away at 4:58 p.m. due to multiple organ failure. In an earlier statement on Monday, the hospital had stated that Shukla had been suffering from a severe respiratory illness and interstitial lung disease. He was being treated for severe pneumonia and was also receiving care for oral candidiasis, according to the medical bulletin. He was born in 1937 in a place called Rajnandgaon. His journey as a writer began in 1971 when his first poetry collection, Lagbhag Jai Hind, was published. Over the years, he penned several well-received poetry collections, including Kavita Se Lambi Kavita. His novels, including Diwar Mein Ek Khidki Rehti Thi and Naukar Ki Kameez, were also widely acclaimed, with the latter being adapted into a film. Shukla received several recognitions, including the Sahitya Academy Award, and was the first Chhattisgarh writer to receive the Gyanpith, India's highest literary honor. Naukar Ki Kameez and Diwar Mein Ek Khidki Rehti Thi were notable works. Gyanpith Award की बात करें तो it was established in 1961, first presented in 1965, and is India's oldest and highest literary honor. Conferred annually by Bharatiya Gyanpith, the award recognizes outstanding contributions to Indian literature across both English and various Indian languages. They are scheduled exclusively to Indian citizens and not posthumously, यानी कि death के बाद नहीं, living Indian citizens. Recipients of this award receive a cash prize of 11 lakh, statue of Vagdevi or Saraswati Mata, and a citation celebrating their literary excellence. Renowned Urdu poet Gulzar Saab and Sanskrit scholar Jagat Guru Ram Bhadracharya have been named recipients of the 58th, the recent Gyanpith Award. The prestigious literary honor is being conferred for the second time for Sanskrit literature and for the fifth time for Urdu literature. ठीक है जी. 8th schedule आपको थोड़ा सा पता होना चाहिए. 8th schedule में कितनी languages है? 22 languages है. ठीक है. चलो. Next article is regarding ending the exploitation. One of the worst forms of modern slavery is child trafficking, and Supreme Court has issued a stern wake-up call about the prevailing situation in India. In a December 19 judgment, it observed that child trafficking is a deeply disturbing reality in a country where sexual exploitation of children by organized cartels continues to flourish despite protective laws. It was hearing a case regarding a minor who was forcibly exploited sexually by a gang of traffickers in Bengaluru. The court upheld the conviction of the gang members under the Immoral Traffic Act. The offense, it said, struck at the very foundation of dignity, bodily integrity, and the constitutional promise of protection to every child against exploitation. A victim of sex trafficking, particularly a minor, is not an accomplice, it noted, and her deposition is to be given due regard and credence, matlab trust, credibility, as that of an injured witness. The court's observations must not go in vain, and the onus is on the government and civil society to do what is necessary to protect children. The net must be spread wide to end other forms of exploitation as well as forced child labor. Stringent laws may be in place, but on ground, much more needs to be done, like giving teeth to anti-trafficking units or passing an anti-trafficking bill. Last year, Home Affairs Ministry told Parliament that India has recorded as many as 10,000 plus cases of human trafficking between 2018 and 2022. But of the persons arrested for the crime in the period, the conviction rate was just 4.8%. यानी कि 100 लोग अगर अरेस्ट करे गए तो उसमें से सजा सिर्फ 5 लोगों को ही मिली, 5 से भी कम लोगों को मिली. Human trafficking refers to illegal trade and exploitation of people, typically for purpose of forced labor, sexual exploitation, or involuntary servitude. It involves the recruitment, transportation, transfer, harboring, or receipt of individuals through threat, force, coercion, abduction, fraud, or deception for the purpose of exploiting them. Article 23 prohibits human trafficking and begging, forced labor without payment. And the Immoral Trafficking Act serves as the primary law aimed at preventing trafficking, specifically for commercial sexual exploitation. Then POCSO, enacted in 2012, act is dedicated to shielding children from sexual abuse and exploitation. ये तो repeat हो गई, I think, slide. Okay, last one is Pakistan is back in West Asia's good graces. Let's do this article as well. So I was saying, हाँ sir, वही हो रहा है. People are scoring 80 like how? अरे, you need to understand, yeah, there are a lot of retakers. आप सिर्फ फ्रेशर से थोड़ी ना compete कर रहे हो. You're also competing with people who have already spent 6 months, 8 months, 1 month. Oh, sorry, not 1 month, 1 year, even 2 years in preparation. Some people are already in other colleges, private colleges, government colleges, or tier 3 NLUs. So उसमें परेशान होने की कोई बात नहीं है. सबका स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट डिफरेंट है, बट सबका फिनिशिंग पॉइंट एक ही होना है. एंड दैट इज व्हाट योर फोकस शुड बी. ठीक है, कोई टेंशन की बात नहीं है. पार्ट्स पेड बैचेस चालू हो गए हैं. पेड बैचेस बिल्कुल चालू हैं. आप डेफिनेटली कांटेक्ट कर सकते हो ऑन दिस नंबर विच यू कैन सी ऑन द स्क्रीन, 8130038836, and you'll get all the details. Varna, you can write an email to support@career launcher, and someone will get in touch with you with all the details. ठीक है, तो आप डेफिनेटली कांटेक्ट कर सकते हो. ओके, लिया था सर. ओके, ठीक है, किया था, बात नहीं हो पाई. चलो ऐसा करना, मुझे एक मैसेज डाल देना ईमेल पे या फिर टेलीग्राम पे, मैं आपको कांटेक्ट करवा दूंगा. ठीक है, जस्ट राइट टू मी ऑन माय ईमेल आईडी govind.singh@careerlauncher.com. ड्रॉप मी एन ईमेल या फिर ड्रॉप मी अ टेलीग्राम ऑन @inquisitive5. दैट्स माय टेलीग्राम. दिस इज फॉर एवरीवन, नॉट जस्ट फॉर पार्ट्स. ठीक है जी, चलो. और क्या क्वेश्चन था चैट बॉक्स में? Some are even in late 90s. कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. You'll also get there with time. Don't take any stress. Strategic Mutual Defense Agreement signed between Pakistan and Saudi in September was another victory of perception for Pakistan and an early sign of success for Asim Munir. For Gulf powers like Saudi, a stable Pakistan is suddenly of consequence, both from utilitarian perspective of its military and its potential to supply foot soldiers for work that Arab armies themselves would not want to do it. While the Gaza war has been ongoing, broader implications in the spread of Israel's military campaign across the region, from Yemen against the Houthis to directly targeting Iranian nuclear facilities in the country along with Americans, reshaped how Arab powers have viewed regional security till date. Previously, Pakistan had spent some time on peripheries of West Asian diplomacy. Periphery matlab bahar bahar. On more than one occasion, UAE has suspended issuing of visas to Pakistani nationals on security grounds. Riyadh's loans to Islamabad have come with strict conditions with relation to countries' IMF bailouts. In 2015, Pakistan had refused to send its troops to participate in the Saudi campaign in Yemen against Houthis, fearing a fracture of relations with Iran, leaving a new and incoming Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman in the lurch. Then in 2019, Indian External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj was invited to speak at the OIC, which is the Organization of Islamic Cooperation in Abu Dhabi, forcing Pakistan to lodge a protest and stage a walkout. The OIC is an intergovernmental organization representing the collective voice of the Muslim world on international issues. Established in 1969 in Morocco, Rabat, 25th September, the headquarters are in Saudi Arabia in Jeddah. Membership की बात करें तो 57 member countries across 4 continents. India is not a member. Acts as a collective platform for Muslim majority countries and maintains consultative status with UN. Let's look at the vocab for the day. The first word is canard. Canard मतलब होता है एक सुनी सुनाई बात या कहानी, tale, story, whisper. It's a popular canard that the actress died under scandalous circumstances. The next word is cognizant. Cognizant मतलब aware होना, conscious होना किसी चीज के बारे में, facts और feelings को लेके. Having specified facts or feelings actively impressed on the mind. Aware, conscious, mindful. Cognizant is also the name of a company, but it also is a word. Unaware, oblivious, and unconscious are antonyms. We are cognizant of the problem. We are aware of the problem. The last word is hirsute. Hirsute मतलब होता है covered with hair. Hairy, shaggy, silky. Not that Polly's legs had been particularly hirsute in the old days. Bald, hairless, and glabrous are antonyms. So hirsute is covered with hair. Cognizant is being aware, and canard means a tale or a story. That brings us to the end of today's discussion. Thank you so much for participating. क्लास कब खत्म होएगी? क्लास हो गई बस खत्म. It's last 15 seconds. Havish is saying, how much is history of India significant for CLAT? I would say decently significant. Depends on the context. जो आपके करंट अफेयर्स टॉपिक्स हैं उनके कॉन्टेक्स्ट की हिस्ट्री आपको डेफिनेटली पता होनी चाहिए. ओवरऑल भी स्टैटिक में हिस्ट्री आप पढ़ लो, अभी आपके पास टाइम है, सो डेफिनेटली यू शुड स्टडी इट. ठीक है, चलो, विद दैट विल एंड आवर डिस्कशन फॉर द डे. मेरी क्रिसमस to all of you who celebrate. Tomorrow is gonna be a off day, a holiday. So we'll meet day after tomorrow on 26th with another discussion. With that, I take your leave. Tada, bye bye. Signing off. Good night, guys.